You guys some questions? Do we know anything about, because I have a daughter at Cherry Creek High School. She's been in this district since she was in second grade, starting at Walnut Hills.
Matt here, excuse me.
Yeah, it's okay. And you guys are Arapahoe County. I realize that you're your own municipality with your own mayor and your own sheriff. But do we know anything about any incidences at Cherry Creek High School? For instance, back in the spring, there was a young lady tasered, and an ambulance had to be called, and she almost died. And the reason supposedly given for that was that Greenwood Village, and what do we have, two over there right now? Two police officers that are patrolling the school?
Five officers.
Five?
School resources.
Wow.
Not all of the guys.
Okay. All right. Do we know anything about her? She almost
I don't know
died.
who you're talking about.
You don't know who I'm talking about?
Are you related to her?
Is that something that I need to answer?
I was just curious.
I was just, wondering if
Trying to figure
anything
out
turned out.
how
She was a
germane
star
you are to the
lacrosse
case.
player. She didn't have any drugs on her.
I'm not a school resource officer.
Okay. Can I ask you too? There was an incident where I was out in the parking lot waiting for my daughter to get out of cheerleading, and the other kids were getting out of athletics, the boys and everything else. This was also in the spring. I did not have access to a video camera, but I had a camera. And do you guys know anything about that? Because it was reported to the police. It was reported to security. What's his name? Willie. I met with the principal, and what happened was he appeared that he might have been Sheriff Sullivan, which we all know Sheriff Sullivan, even though he's a murder suspect, raped children. Do y'all know anything also about him being in the schools and raping two boys in a locker room? No?
Not aware of any case like that. This is an SRO.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, no, you don't have a problem me filming you, do you? I was just asking some questions as a parent.
Uh-huh.
Is that okay?
Why are we filming you?
Because it's about police
It sounds
accountability.
Like you might be involved in some of the situations.
Well, I had a child that was put, at risk a couple of times, and so I'm just wondering, if you guys know anything about the young lady that was tasered.
Ma'am, let me ask you this question. Do you have a complaint with the police department?
I have many. Can you
Would
guys
like
give
to
me an
sit-
idea?
Would you like to sit down and file a formal complaint in regards to
We've
this?
done that. We've done that. Mainly in Arapahoe County.
Whom have you spoken with?
I've spoken with your sheriff.
We are not the sheriff's department, first of all. We are
okay.
the Greenwood Village Police Department.
And who is your supervisor?
My supervisor,
John Jackson.
is my chief.
He'll
My
be
media
in a few
supervisor is Sergeant Eric Schmidt.
Okay.
My commander is Commander Dave Fisher.
Okay. Well, do we know anything about that situation? What about when I reported and met with one of your officers, a female, because it was raining outside. I was waiting for my daughter, and there was an older man in a car. Can I finish?
Go right ahead, ma'am.
Okay. And there was an incident. What is your name again?
My name is John Carr.
And your badge number?
My badge number is 8902.
Thank you very much. Anyway, I'm just trying to find out some information. There's no reason to get
Okay.
upset.
This may not be the format to do this in.
And
If you
why
wanna
would
sit
that
down-
be?
Well, I'm asking you if you want to sit down and make a complaint. It sounds like
I've already made a complaint, sir.
with
I've
our
made-
police department. Or
I
the
have
sheriff's
indeed.
department? Who have you spoken with?
Like I said, I spoke directly to the sheriff, who I thought
Well, the
was. And of
sheriff
course,
is
I've
not-
spoken with
the
Grayson
sheriff-
Robinson.
I can't see your face here. That's why I'm trying to move to the side. The
Well, I
sheriff
couldn't
is
see
not my
yours.
supervisor. Okay. My supervisor.
Your supervisor is the public.
The sheriff is not the person you need to be speaking with. If you have a complaint, I don't think that's your
Okay,
car, is
but
it?
this is not my car.
Okay, we're going to lean against it then.
Okay,
She
I'll
might
certainly
have offense
comply with that. Were you leaning against it?
No, I was not.
Okay. Anyway, can I just finish what I was asking you
When I
about?
say if you have a complaint, we'll sit down and
So
chat.
do we care that, there's
Yes,
only
we
one
care.
security?
Yes,
Really?
we care, but you have a bunch of allegations here that you're
Have you
catching me cold
broken any
here.
of the mission statements that you hang close to the old basketball court in the high school that's all about what you guys do as Greenwood
your name,
Village? I don't need to give you my name.
Okay.
Am I in any way
When
under
you wanna sit
suspicion?
down- when you want to sit down and talk, we'll talk.
Sir, my experiences, and you guys, I think, will
Okay.
hopefully
Ma'am,
be
you're
pleased.
welcome to talk, though.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. And your name and badge number?
I already gave it to you. My name's Joe Harvey. My badge
Okay.
number is 9305.
Okay, can I finish just asking you? Sorry, I won't lean against this car. can I just finish asking you if we know anything about the incident that was reported? And I met with the police officers at the school when I saw a very suspicious character who looked like he could have even been Sheriff Sullivan. And since we know that Sullivan has been in and out of the schools when he was the big hero, and there was an incident with him raping some kids in a locker room, so as a parent, you can imagine I'm concerned. Wait, can I finish? So what was reported was what I saw, and it was raining outside, and he was going in between the kids' cars, okay? And then he went up to that, where the kids go through the trail to get over here like they do at lunch. He came back through again and was walking in between the cars. All I had at the time was a little, like, flip phone, and my experience was that they did absolutely nothing, that I was basically treated, like a nut, whatever, okay? And my issue, as far as someone who used to be very supportive of y'all, I used to be one of them that dropped off turkeys and stuff, my experience with the Arapahoe County, and you guys in your own municipality, and I see lots and lots and lots of cop cars, for instance, in that parking lot close to Arapahoe and I-25, where the the Whole Foods now is, or whatever it is, Sprouts. And there was also an incident where it was Greenwood Village, where right before the bill passed, I think the day prior, there was an incident where in the little garbanzo there was a young man, and I'm certainly not pro-drugs, but this young man was working for minimum wage, and you guys at lunchtime busted in there with your dogs and arrested him. And of course he lost his job. It was an undercover cop, and he had apparently sold a joint to, which is terrible, okay, especially me as a parent. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. Mr. Jackson?
Yeah.
Badge number, please.
1103.
Okay, thanks. Anyway, I was explaining to this nice officer just some of the incidences that we've had regarding a young girl being tased. I also am wondering why you guys... I'm a parent. Okay. And concerned, very concerned.
Me too.
Yeah,
We're all
okay.
concerned about children's safety and
Okay.
food safety.
Do we know why the girl was tased? Do we know why y'all are doing illegal searches of the kids' vehicles when they're leaving the parking lot?
Well, those are great questions, but I need to know a little bit more about you before.
Why would you need to know about me?
Because a lot of that's confidential.
No, you do not need to know about me. I've told you all I need
Are you
to.
a parent?
I am a parent. She's
Of
going
that
into her
student?
senior year. No, not of that student. Of course, my child's been followed and other things. Okay.
It's just really difficult. I mean, you can understand as a parent how we would share someone else's child's information. It might just
No, it's public.
really inflame.
Right.
Well, if their parent were here, I might be able to answer that.
Really?
Sure.
Okay. But y'all don't have any information that you can share as public employees? Who pays
Sure,
you?
I'd be happy to talk to you about it, but it'll have to be in general
Why?
because we're concerned about child's privacy and the integrity of
No,
of the
it's on public
educational
property.
environment. Well, it is. I know. I
Okay.
understand.
All right.
But there's different entities involved as well.
Okay. Well, anyway, I just want y'all to know that, things have kind of changed. And,
What?
well, with murdering dogs and our children being molested, the latest one, not y'all. I'm not
Murdering
saying-
dogs?
That's correct, like in
Have you
Adams
done that?
County.
Oh,
You're not
okay.
aware of that?
Oh, I didn't know if we had done
Yeah, no, it was a drug bust. They had the wrong house and they murdered a dog. This happens all the time. So I
Hopefully
just
not
want
here in
to...
Greenwoodville.
Well, actually, there's been many incidences in Greenwood Village as far as the police acting inappropriately.
Okay.
But I'm all for you guys that are doing your job. I was always very pro-police until my own child was put in danger, okay? And now,
I'd
of
love to
course,
hear
I'm
about
quite...
that. I'm concerned about that as well.
Well, she was followed. We lived right up the street. She was followed several times. We had attempted break-ins. This was not your jurisdiction. This was Arapahoe County.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But still, as police officers, since you guys, are trying to obviously do good PR, and we certainly appreciate. But as far as the kids, and there's also been incidences as far as what I feel there's been singled out several minority children, and I know Mr. Silva is Hispanic, but there certainly have been many incidences
At
that.
Cherry Creek High School?
That's correct.
Okay.
All right.
I'd love to hear about those. I'm not...
But why are you not aware of them?
Well, I don't know what you know as far as the specific.
Well, it's
incident.
things that certainly, in my opinion, the police should certainly know better than me.
Well, maybe not discrimination.
Oh,
There may be
no?
things that we may or may not know.
Okay.
Sure, I'd love to hear because I'm very concerned about that.
Well, you need to be. And are we talking at all about putting even more police into the schools?
Well, I don't have a specific number if I'm going to add. But
Well,
we're
you have
trying
two right now. Do you know their names?
I do. We're trying to create.
Can
a
you
safe
give me their
school
names?
environment. Of the officers assigned to the school?
That's right.
Sure.
One of them.
Right here.
I have.
What's the one where the kids all call him Peanut?
I don't know.
Well, that's not one of them.
I don't
So
know.
we have at least three.
In
A
our
blonde
schools,
young lady.
I'm talking about Cherry Creek schools that we are responsible for Greenwood Village.
Okay, and what
I
about?
have four officers and a sergeant.
Okay, and what about the children that were put in? The security guards that were put in Cherry Creek schools by Sheriff Sullivan that turned out to be drug dealers, and one of them wound up dead in the Platte River. Do we know anything about that?
They don't work for me, obviously.
But he was in the Cherry Creek schools.
But that's a Cherry Creek school district issue.
It's
And
not the police issue.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh.
I don't work for them.
You don't work for the public.
I don't work for the school district. No.
Okay, so if there's issues with the police officers being former drug dealers appointed by Sheriff Sullivan,
Those are
who's
security
out.
guards. Those are security guards. This is not police officers.
Okay, well, security
I'm
guards.
responsible for the police officers, and we work in a great partnership
Mm-hmm.
with the school district
Mhm.
to create that safe school environment.
Yeah, like tasing the kids.
Well, I don't point to one incident. I'm trying to create an overall safe environment. And could it be possible that a child could be tased? Yes, there could be that situation that exists. That would be what happens. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what about that it turned out to be unfounded? She didn't have any drugs on her. She was a star lacrosse player that seemed to be, this could be wrong, but she seemed to be being profiled because of the way she dressed. She was more like, I guess the guys, the kids would call it like emo.
She absolutely
And
was.
she.
I'm familiar with that situation, and that was not the true fact set of.
Can
that
you tell me what
situation.
happened?
I would and talk to you if the parents gave me approval, but I can't speak about.
It's
someone
not
else's.
private information. It's public
Well, then
information.
you can go get it.